Hello class, welcome to possibly the last class for quadratic equations. We have come a lot into this topic. We have covered a lot of concepts, we have learned a lot of new things, a lot of short tricks. Now finally we will apply it to some tough problems. And after this class, I hope that you will have a firm understanding of quadratic equations for your life, right? Okay, so let's address some tough problems today. So these are what problems? You need to first figure out the equation and then you need to solve this. Okay. So the first question goes like this. Find two consecutive numbers such that sum of their squares results in 41, right? Okay. So first you need to understand this question. So what is two consecutive numbers? If one number is x, the other number should be x plus 1, right? And now these numbers, their sum of their squares, okay? So first square these numbers, x square, and this is x square plus 1. Oh, sorry, just a second, sorry, x plus 1 whole square, right? So there, the square, you have squared the numbers, and now the sum of their squares result in 41. Okay, so now let's do this. X squared, break this, x squared plus 2x plus 1 equal to 41, right? So 2x squared plus 2x minus 40 equal to 0. That basically amounts to x squared plus x minus 20 is equal to 0. So minus 20 using factorization. So this is minus 20 and the factors of 20 are, we can just use 5 and 4, right? So if you break this like x square plus 5 minus 4x, this will be 1x minus 20 will equal to 0, right? Okay, so x square plus 5x minus 4x minus 20 equal to 0, so that will result to x times x plus 5 minus 4 times x plus 5 equal to 0, right? Right? Okay, so now x equal to 4 or x equal to minus 5 from these equations, right? Okay, so the consecutive numbers are either 4 and 5 or it is minus 5 and minus 4. So let's square and let's find the sum. So 4 squared is 16 and 5 squared is 25, so their sum is 41. Also here minus 5 squared is 25, minus 4 squared is minus 16, plus 16 and plus 25, and their result is also 41. So we have done the sum correctly. Okay, nice. Let's look at the next sum. Now this is a sum about exams, already very tempting. So rather I would say intimidating. So it is given that in an exam, Alan, okay, so basically Alan has given two exams, physics and chemistry, right? So the sum of the marks he got, sum of marks in these two subjects he got results to 30, right? So his score in physics plus his score in chemistry is 30. Okay, now had he got two more marks in physics and three more in chemistry and three less in chemistry, then product of their marks, of his marks, would equal to 210. Now you need to find his marks in two subjects. Okay, so this is already very tempting, right? How do you go about solving this problem? Firstly, you need to look at this. Alan got the sum of marks is 30. So if I consider his marks in physics he got X. So in chemistry he must have got 30 minus X, right? Only then will the sum be equal to 30, right? X plus 30 minus X is equal to 30, right? Okay. So his sum of marks is 30, right? We have solved the first part. Okay. Now it is said that had he got 2 more marks in physics, so this is X plus 2, and 3 less marks in chemistry, so that is basically 30 minus X minus 3, so which is equal to 27 minus X. So now their product would be equal to 210. That was the question has said. So you need to find X, right? If you find X, you can very well find the marks in chemistry as well. Okay. So basically you have formed the equation. So this is your equation, right? This is basically equation. In this kind of problems, the equation will not directly be given. You will be given a story, and you need to find out the equation first. Okay. So once we have the equation, so this is X plus 2 into 27 minus X, which results in 210. Now you need to solve this equation. So let's solve this equation. Let's break the term first. So that is equal to 27x plus 54 minus x squared minus 2x equal to 210, right? So now, so this is basically minus x squared minus plus 25x plus 54 minus 210 equal to 0. Simplifying this equation, you will get x squared minus 25x plus 156 equal to 0, right? Okay. So 156. You can use Sridhar Acharya or you can use factorization method, whichever suits you better. I'll just use factorization here for the moment. You factor this by 12, by 13 you will get 12, and by 12 you will get 1. Okay, so 13 and 12 is basically 25. So you'll have x squared minus 13 plus 12 times x plus 156 equal to 0. So then you will have x squared minus 13x minus 12x plus 156 equal to 0. So guys, in order to solve a sum using factorization method, your tables should be, you should have a firm knowledge of your tables. Till 13 or 15 should be fine. Up to that, if you know your tables, then you will easily solve any sum using factorization method. Or if you don't want to remember like that, there's an easy way, use Sridhar Acharya, right? Okay. So now x is either 13 or 12, right? Okay. So what could his possible marks be, right? Okay. So when x is 13, so he got 13 in physics, so he must have got 17 in chemistry, right? Product is 30, sum is 30. If he got 12 in physics, he would have got 18 in chemistry. So these are the two possible marks he could have got, right? Two possible combinations. Okay. Okay. Now let us look at the next sum. At any moment, if you feel that you can solve the sums by yourself, just pause the video and you can solve the sums. And if you feel that you have missed on something, you just can go back and revisit the sum. Okay. Now let's look at the next problem. Okay. So suppose Max. Okay, let's give another name. Suppose Tyrion. So Tyrion is riding a bike. Okay, he's riding a bike. Okay. Now he increases the velocity, that is basically the speed of the bike. The speed of the bike by 10 km per hour, right? By 10 km per hour, and the time of his journey to cover 72 kilometers is reduced by 36 minutes. We need to find his original velocity v. Now you can just pause the video and you can try to solve the sum. If not, just continue watching the video. Okay. Okay. So how do we go about solving this sum? Firstly, see, if he increases his speed by 10 km per hour, the time to cover the distance of 72 kilometers. So basically he goes from one point to another. The distance is 72 kilometers. Now if he rides at x, he will reach this point in time t, right? If he travels by x plus 10, he will reach in time t minus 36, right? So that is what is basically given in the question. So you need to find his original speed, right? Okay. So let's make a table, right? His speed 1, his speed 2. So initially he was traveling by x, now he is traveling by x plus 10 because he has increased his speed by 10 km per hour. Okay. So then his time t1, let it be t, and his time t2, now his time is reduced by 36 minutes. Okay. The distance remains same, so this is 72 and 72. So we all know that, actually you should know that speed is nothing but distance by time. So here what is remaining constant? Time is changing, the speed is changing, but the distance is constant. So we will use this, okay. So the time, so the difference is 36 minutes, right? 36 minutes. Okay. So what is basically time? Here time is basically distance by speed, correct? Correct? Okay. So t1 minus t2 here is basically equal to 36, correct? Is basically equal to 36. Now what is t1? t1 is distance by speed, so 72 by x. What is t2? Again distance by speed. Now this results in 36. So now you have framed your equation. Now you need to solve your equation. So see guys, first you need to just understand the language of the question. You need to find out what the question is asking, and then you need to frame the equation, and then it's basically solving a quadratic equation, right? Okay, so this is 1, this is 2, this is 2 because they all go by 36. Now keeping 2 common, this is 1 by x minus 1 by x plus 10 equal to 1, right? Solving this, x plus 10 minus x by x times x plus 10 times 2 equal to 1, correct? Cut this off, you get basically, what you get? Okay guys, here you need to understand one thing. The thing is, we have done something wrong in the equation. What we have done wrong? We have actually calculated everything, but we have missed the units. So this was given in kilometer per hour, this was kilometer, and this was minutes, right? This was minutes. So we actually, this was not 36, this was 36 by 60 because 1 hour is 60 minutes. So 1 minute is 1 by 60, so 36 minutes is 36 by 60. Now this is correct. So just small mistake guys, I hope you correct it here. Okay. So this is 20 into 60 is basically equal to x into x plus 10, correct? Okay. So now you have basically formed your quadratic equation. X into x plus 10 equal to 1200. Now if you just solve the equation, which we'll do, we will just solve the equation. So this is basically equal to x squared plus 10x minus 1200 equal to 0, x squared plus 40x minus 30x minus 1200 equal to 0, x times x plus 40 minus 30 into x plus 40 is equal to 0. So x is either 30 or minus 40. Speed cannot be negative because you cannot move at negative speed. So basically x is equal to 30, right? X is equal to 30. He is moving, he was originally moving at 30 km per hour. Now, once you have reached here, you didn't actually have to solve this equation in order to get the value. If you were a little smart here, if you have used a tactic, what tactic is this? Just break this, right? This 1200 is nothing but 30 into 40, right? So here you are seeing that this is x and this is x plus 10. So the two factors must have a difference of 10 in between them. So this is 30 and this is 40. So what you do is x into x plus 10 is basically 30 into 40. So what is x? What is x? X is 30, right? X is 30. So you have just solved the equation. If you can't think so much for a little sum, you just can solve it using the brute force approach. This is a quicker approach. It will give you results a bit quicker. We'll solve one more sum in order to understand this better, right? Okay. I hope you have got the sum. The answer was 30. Okay. Now, the next question. Okay. Alex works in a factory, right? He works in a factory. Now this factory actually pays wage to the workers on a day-to-day basis. Now on the first day, they paid $7,500. This wage was divided equally among the workers. The next day 20 workers left, right? And now the same sum divided among the workers, each got $100 more, right? So first day this amount was divided among among the workers. Now the second day 20 workers left the job, and now the wage was divided again and each worker got 100 more. So we need to find the original number of workers in the first day, right? Firstly, identify this, guys. So you had 7,500 divided among workers. So let the number of workers be x. Right? Now, this is first day. So each worker got 7,500 by x. Correct? Now in the second day. This was first day. This was second day. Now the workers are reduced by 20 because 20 people left. So this is x minus 20. So what will each worker get? They will get this amount, right? So x workers receiving 7,500, next day 7,500, x minus 20 people are received, right? Okay, that is cool. Now it is given that the difference, this is actually more. Okay, so this minus this is equal to 100, equals to 100. So they have said that 7,500 by x minus 20 minus, that is the wage on second day minus the wage on the first day, is divided by $100, right? The second day they received $100 more, correct? Okay. Now this is your equation. You have got your equation, understood the language of the question, and now you have solved the question. Now it's basically reduced to solving a quadratic equation. So by now you guys are proficient in solving quadratic equations. So we'll just cancel off 1 and here, okay, take 75 common, you have 1 by x minus 20 minus 1 by x equal to 1, correct? So this amounts to x minus x plus 20, x minus 20, 75, this is, sorry, this is 1, okay? Okay, this will cut off. So this is 1500 is basically equal to x into x minus 20. Similar type of sum, guys. You have two options. Either you can solve or you can use a better method. What is the better method? What is 1500, guys? What is 15? It is basically 5 into 3, right? So what is 1500? This is equal to 50 into 30, right? 15 into 30, that is basically equal to x into x minus 20. See, 50 and this is 30, right? So what will x be? On the first day there were 50 workers, right? You might also solve this equation. You can just simplify the equation and then solve it. I'll not go into the rigorous approach because this is a faster approach and I want you guys to use this approach, right? Okay. Okay, we have come a lot far into solving tough questions. Today we solved a lot of tough questions. Last question here. Last question is, okay guys, the last question. The last question being, see, the sum of ages was equal to 47 and the product of ages is equal to 550. You have two people, right? You have two people. The sum of their ages is 47 and the product of their ages is 550, right? So if you use a quadratic equation, this will be amounting to x into 47 minus x, that is equal to 550, right? And if you solve this equation, you will get the answer. But I don't want you to do this problem this way. Basically, first factorize 550. So if you factorize 550, you will get 550 as 22 into 25, right? Just do this, guys. You will get 2 into 11 into 5 into 5, right? These are the factors. So what you will do is, you will check that for which combinations will the sum will be 47. So if you take 11 and 5, the sum is already exceeding because the age is 55, so you can't take this. What you will do is, you will group 11 with 2, this is 22, and you will group 5 with 5, that is 25. Their sum is 47 and their product is 550. You have solved the problem. If you want to solve it in the classical way, use this, solve this equation, get the answer. I hope you had fun. That's the end of the class. Thank you.